What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of KozMatt's Wrestling Recap. Let's get right into a very entertaining episode of Friday Night SmackDown. What did you think of the show, Matthew?
Well, we're certainly on the road to WrestleMania, and it feels like it, right? Especially with the way that the show ended. You're going to want to stick around for that. Honestly, I think it was probably one of the better ways SmackDown has ended in quite some time, if not in recent months. So let's talk about the way they opened up the show before we get to our first matchup of the night, which was a contenders tournament for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, facing whoever wins faces the Usos the next coming Friday at Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut. So the way they opened up Raw was interesting. It was actually Kayla Braxton backstage, actually outside near the production trucks as the Bloodline rolls up. Jey Uso nowhere to be found. Nobody really says anything until we learn a little bit more later on in the night. Jey Uso really is nowhere to be found. But let's kind of cruise into the action. All right. So it's Braun Strowman and Ricochet rekindling, man, their rivalry, with Imperium finals tournament of the number one
Number one
contender.
contenders, yeah, absolutely.
So Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci, Gunther actually ringside versus Braun and Ricochet. Alert Braun Strowman and a quick Ricochet. All right. This is a tag team that I think is very underrated. And without a doubt, I think this is a tag team that somebody can win gold in WWE. I think this match was just phenomenal. All right. People like the two like in Imperium and the two like Braun and Ricochet, just unimaginable. All right. Beauty and the Beast, I guess you can call it. So
Absolutely.
Braun Strowman with a hot tag, a nice, I think it was 450 by Ricochet. They're advancing, okay, against the Usos on Friday next week for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. What a final with a tournament like this. You know, I'm going to tell you, Ricochet and Braun Strowman, I really, really think that they're not going to beat the Usos, okay? But maybe they will. Okay, this is where I'm not sure yet. Before we move on to our next matchup of the night, what I'm thinking. Hey, think about this, Kyle. The Usos either lose, and then it just kind of creates just a huge dissension with the Bloodline. I don't know if Jay's going to even show up to SmackDown in Connecticut next week, right? We don't even know that yet. Or what if they retain? What if they retain? But it's confusing, and this is why booking is so good, because we're not sure. It's unpredictable, to be honest with you.
It's absolute madness right now. I love the way they started off the show with Roman Reigns telling Kayla Braxton that
Oh,
it's family business, and you know what? That's exactly what it is. The bloodline is falling apart. Like you said, will Jay even show up next week? We'll just have to wait and see. But you know what? One thing is for sure. I like this tag team of Ricochet and Braun Strowman.
I do too. And you know what I actually like next, I'm gonna accept it. I don't want to see it, but it's Sonya Deville taking on Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. All right. Result was same as the first. I didn't expect anything, but you know what? I expected nothing with Sonya Deville in this match, and I didn't get that. We actually got a good match with Sonya Deville, nonetheless, Charlotte Flair. All right. So Charlotte Flair, of course, beating Sonya Deville. Didn't totally expect that. No, I'm kidding. I clearly did, with a figure eight submission, of course, in Queens County, in Carolina. So you know what, a good match here and there, but I think it's time for Sonya Deville either to just hop off the trend, man, find something new. I'm just not sure. I feel they don't know what to do with her, to be honest with you. Or she just doesn't have it. But Charlotte Flair is still your women's champion. Now, what happened afterwards is something that you know, I guess you could say it was reassuring, but also not really. So this is why I say it was reassuring. The Brawling Brutes versus Eric and Ivar of the Viking Raiders. All right. Butch and Rich Holland. They gave the Viking Raiders a fight. Valhalla, of course, ringside. Actually, the Viking Raiders won. And you know what? I say this surprisingly because, dude, the Viking Raiders just have not been booked the best as of late, especially coming back onto SmackDown as just kind of like a rebranding of the Viking Raiders. All right. So Drew McIntyre and Sheamus actually come and attack Eric and Ivar after their win. So kind of getting payback from what happened on last Friday. But you know what? Nonetheless, I'm super stoked that the Viking Raiders took the W. But what does this mean for the Brawling Brutes? There had to be a winner and there had to be a loser. But you know what? I think the Viking Raiders taking the W was certainly the right call.
I totally agree. I thought this was a great match. Another excellent tag team match. I love how Triple H is making the tag team division on SmackDown a priority, and we're seeing great matches to start off the show.
Absolutely. You know what? I think the women do deserve a pat on the back, like they always do, but especially tonight too. So what happened next was an Elimination Chamber qualifier match. Of course, the women's Elimination Chamber. For feisty women. And you know what? If we didn't have this match, I totally wouldn't have even thought about it, to be honest with you. I totally forgot about it, but I'm happy. So the qualifier match winner earns a spot in the Elimination Chamber. Shotzi versus Selena versus Natalia and Shayna Baszler. So this was certainly interesting. Baszler dominating like always. All right, just series of submissions. Natalia with with the moves. It's been quite some time we've seen Natalia on WWE TV. I think it was since Shayna Baszler broke her nose, something like that. But Natalia interrupted a Karafuda clutch to Zelina Vega, sending Baszler down to the floor. Actually applying a sharpshooter on Zelina Vega for the tap out victory. Natalia is advanced towards the Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah, she reminds me of like, one of those veteran talents, just looking to put over some other women in the SmackDown Women's division. And I honestly love to see her move on and get a veteran in the Elimination Chamber.
I do too. And you know what? This Elimination Chamber, I think it's gonna sell for sure. And you know what? I'm happy that Natalia kind of got a spot because she's just been lost. And even though like I was tweeting during this show, and honestly, I think of Natalia as like a Dolph Ziggler, just kind of like to enhance talent. So I'm super stoked that Natalia got this opportunity. So for our main event, we didn't have a match. We just had Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns basically told the Bloodline, whoever was there, Jimmy and Jay, to go back out to the Suburban. They got some food lined up for them. Don't worry about coming down to the ring with me. It's just going to be me and the wise man. All right. So Roman Reigns basically accusing everyone of wanting more and more from him. Sami Zayn basically just stealing the spotlight from Roman Reigns. This is basically the status of the show tonight, what Roman Reigns wanted to talk about. Sami Zayn just attacked Roman Reigns out of nowhere. Huge pop from the crowd. Zayn basically sending Roman Reigns kind of scurrying to the floor. The whole crowd was just, it was awesome.
They were hot. They were popping off.
It brought a beat down by Jimmy and Solo Sikoa before Roman Reigns spoke down to Sami Zayn, vowing to beat him in front of the family in Montreal. Just beat down Sami Zayn, annihilating him with, I think it was a Samoan spike from Solo Sikoa. Now, what actually happened, they put a chair over Sami Zayn's head, just about to boot Sami Zayn's head through the chair, you could say, just about to break his neck, what they do in the corner. Roman Reigns stopping that from happening, basically saying, you know what, you're going to get what you want, and I'm going to give you a match at Elimination Chamber for the Undisputed WWE Championships, just vowing to beat Sami's family in front of him in Montreal nonetheless. So it's just a perfect executed time for WWE to have the chamber plus the storyline. Everything just makes sense. Everything's so fluid, but nonetheless, just a pop from the crowd. But we're going to see Roman versus Sami at the Elimination Chamber for the Undisputed WWE Championship.
I am so happy about this. I really am. Sami is finally getting that very much deserved opportunity that he deserves, headlining a WWE pay-per-view or premium live event, as they're calling it now. And you know what? In his home state, in his hometown, pretty much, it's meant to be, and I cannot wait. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Sami Zayn as the new undisputed champion.
Highly doubt that. I know we're going to see Cody Rhodes walk out of Mania with the championship.
Absolutely.
Not sure what they're going to do. If they're going to keep it undisputed, keep them fused together. Not really sure. Hope they don't. We could talk for hours, honestly. But if it would be Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes, that would also be cool too. But I know everybody wants to see Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. But honestly, I'd rather see Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns. To be honest with you, it just makes a lot more sense.
Man, one thing is for sure, we're going to be seeing it actually live next week on Friday Night SmackDown. So we'll be seeing it live and in person. And you know what? KozMatt will have you guys covered on all the wrestling information that you need heading into WrestleMania.
Let me just say one more thing. Will Jey Uso show up on Friday night.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see in person, right, Matt?
Sounds like a plan, man. Everybody stay safe. Peace out in the 0-degree weather.
Yeah, that's right, man. The wind is kicking, and so are our videos, man. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace. All right. Peace.
This has been KozMatt. Thanks for watching.